Hello and welcome. In this episode, ongoing heavy fighting at the Armenian-Azerbaijani border and heavy losses on both sides. Beginning on Tuesday night, heavy battles started along the Armenian-Azerbaijani border. Important here is, as we can see, this time the fighting is not in Nagorno-Karabakh, but it's actually on the international border between Azerbaijan and Armenia. The fighting is from the south to almost 2/3 north, as well as inside of the country with air attacks by drones. Since Tuesday night, heavy battles are going on after an initial artillery fire, of which we have some recording here again, which with BM-21 Grad. After some initial artillery fire, the suppression of enemy air defense campaign started with Bayraktar TB2 from Azerbaijan, which destroyed at least one S-125 Niva battery and S-300, several S-300 launchers. We see here one from the camera of the Bayraktar hitting the TEL, the transporter erector launcher of the S-300. Here we see the same with the radar system also being hit. We see a soldier running around here in the not too far away, and another hit, this time with a Harop, a kamikaze drone. Watch around this area and you'll see it hit. There, you could see it roughly here go down. Observed with the Bayraktar, the IAI Harop is hitting it. Since those initial strikes against Armenian air defense, there have been several ceasefires announced, but every time, at best, they held a few minutes, or at best, they reduced the fighting to a certain degree, but it soon heated up again. Starting with the intensive continuation of the combat, Azerbaijan started to strike Armenian artillery targets, like here, and targets, infantry targets, bunkers, etc. This should be a D-30, I think, Soviet-built howitzer here in its, I think it's called parapet in English, in fortification to reduce. You can see the infantry trench right next to it. So this again, they are having a well-established artillery base here that is probably fully known to the Azerbaijani side. Which is being struck here by a TB2. Azerbaijan then started infantry attacks. We have a video here showing one. This one was published by the Armenians because it shows them winning, but not all of them have been successful. Also, we see obviously it was far easier here. There's basically no cover. The infantry is advancing in open ground without any armor support. So that's not too much of a surprise that being ambushed here, it ended with an Armenian victory. But other attacks have been successful. Armenia and Azerbaijan are both reporting that the Azerbaijanis have conquered some strategic heights. There are also at least one Armenian barrack has been conquered. We have a video a little later of this, and now the Azerbaijani side is talking about conquering a buffer zone to stop further Armenian aggression. The fact that they conquered territory would indicate that the aggressor is probably Azerbaijan. What we see here is prisoners of war, so at least they have been taken alive. But I have seen videos of fallens, and I'm talking about dozens here. So the official tally of the Armenian side is 49 fallen, which in my book is vastly understated. Armenian media is talking about several hundred deaths, which seems more likely, as I have seen personally on videos several dozen. And the Armenians themselves say a military base here in Sotk has been completely destroyed, and it's highly unlikely, at least to my information as of now, the Azerbaijanis have not conquered that town yet, so they shouldn't be able to take video videos and pictures of the Armenian fallen here, but the videos they already made already show several dozens. So several hundred deaths might be a quite distinct possibility. The Azerbaijanis themselves report 49 fallen, no, 50 fallen. 8 of them are border guards, which is a paramilitary unit. And here we see our Azerbaijani soldiers actually inside of military barracks, obviously in the commander's office. As we can see, it's has some representation role, it seems, and they are defiling the Armenian flag here to show their conquest, to celebrate their conquest. This all means that as of now, our Azerbaijani soldiers have entered Armenian territory. There are reports that the strongest attacks of the Azerbaijanis are happening in this region. Just so you have an overview, this is Armenia here. This to the east is Azerbaijan, but this is also Azerbaijan. That's an exclave. And mostly the attacks are here. This is the remaining part of under Armenian control of Nagorno-Karabakh. And what you see here, the blue part, is what was conquered or handed over after Armenia's defeat 2 years ago. So the fighting seems to be still going on at this very moment. Unfortunately, the information thickness is kind of limited, so I have to take together what I can take. I already filtered out some of the more ridiculous claims where I had no way of proving at all. This here, what I presented to you, seems to be more or less what is happening, but I have to advise there is a thick fog of war happening right now, and I might obviously make mistakes as those reports are fast and not accurate or not well researched, which is simply impossible in the quickness that I am making them in the shortness of time. What we also have now is response by the CSTO, so basically Russia's NATO. It is starting a survey, an examination, and is going to start so-called mechanisms to support Armenia. A work group will analyze the situation. It seems that Armenia has actually only taken Article 2 of the treaty, which is asking for advisory support, not Article 4 with military support. Now, your guess is as good as mine why Armenia would not ask for military support when it is effectively being invaded, even while as of now it just seems to be that Azerbaijan is just entering the border a little bit and not trying a full breakthrough to their exclave or something like this. But still, it is a military invasion and should thus justify Article 4. But we need to remember that Pashinyan, the Armenian president, had a phone call with Vladimir Putin before Armenia asked the CSTO for help. And it's quite possible that Putin told Pashinyan in that conversation that military support is out of the question. Russia is not able to support them. In that case, just asking for advisory support would be the much wiser choice, as it would still leave Article 4, the military aid, as kind of a possibility, a threat to stop the Azerbaijanis from going too far. Whereas if Armenia is asking for Article 4 and Russia says no way, then that trump card, that last trump card, would be played without any effect. So this is my guess why Armenia is just asking for Article 2, not Article 4, that Russia actually decided they cannot help. We will see within the next days and weeks whether I might be right in this regard. I hope you enjoyed this one, even though the topic, as most topics on this channel, is rather grim, but I hope you enjoyed the way I was able to collect the information for you and present them. And here again, I need to mention that this channel obviously is not possible without the support from viewers like you. So if you also want to support, you find the options, the opportunities, the ways to support the channel in the description. And I want to say thank you to those who already supported. Other than that, obviously the usual social media stuff. Hit the subscribe button if you aren't subscribed yet. Don't forget the bell button to not miss future videos. Recommend the channel to friends and acquaintances to help it grow. And don't forget the like and a comment. What do you think? Comment what do you think, how far this will go. Will Azerbaijan actually try to create a land bridge to its exclave? we will see. And what will Iran do when it happens? I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching, and I'll be back.